A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Nick Cave announces son Jethro died. The singer-songwriter Nick Cave has lost his son Jethro, who was just 22.
Jethro was a model who modeled for Versace and Balenciaga. Eddie Slimane posed for Jethro.
The young man also began his own music projects. Unfortunately, Jethro was convicted of unlawful assault in April.
Jethro had physically assaulted his mother in March. He had recently been released from jail and had been on supervised release.
Jethro Lazenby. Singer-songwriter Nick Cave has confirmed his son, Jethro, has died.
Cave had a son in 1991, and the tragedy inspired 2 albums and a documentary titled One More Time with Feeling. Although he was born in England, Cave struggled with his mental health and was arrested for assaulting his mother, Bo.
In 2016, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. A representative for Cave's family said the artist felt the need to release a statement about his son's death.
Jethro was the second child of Nick Cave and Vivian Carnero. Cave and Carnero had 4 children together.
They adopted Jethro in 1992, and his twin brother, Lazenby, was born in 2000. Jethro was not close with his father.
In fact, he was not even aware he was his father until the age of 7. The pair were close friends, and Cave also became the godfather to Hutchins's daughter Heavenly Hirani Tiger Lily, and played at her funeral.
In an emotional statement on his website, Nick Cave said that his son had passed away. According to a statement from the singer, Jethro was 31 years old.
He had spent a period of time in jail recently after he violently attacked his mother. His death is a tragic loss for the family.
The singer's death has left fans mourning. He wrote that the artist will always have his children, but they will miss him.
Arthur Cave. The late musician and rocker Arthur Cave announced the death of his son Jethro on Monday.
He was 15 years old when he died after falling from a cliff in the UK. He suffered fatal brain injuries, which caused him to succumb to his condition.
At the time, Cave had only recently started taking LSD, a drug that had been used to treat alcoholism. He spoke about the death of his son in a 2017 interview with The Guardian.
The singer was in the news for another reason. His son was the subject of a documentary about the musician's death. It revealed that Cave was suffering from schizophrenia.
Jethro Cave's death was the subject of 2 albums and a documentary entitled One More Time with Feeling. He was born in 1991 and struggled with mental health problems.
He had roles in the films Corroboree and My Little Princess and was once jailed after a violent attack on his mother. Jethro Lazenby was the son of Australian singer Nick Cave.
He died on Sunday at the age of 30. The model was born in Melbourne, Australia, and spent time in prison for threatening to murder his girlfriend and beating his mother.
Jethro was released on bail from jail 2 days before his death and had been incarcerated for violently assaulting his mother. Jethro's death is a sad reminder of the tragic death of his father.
Nick Cave's son Jethro Lazenby. The singer has revealed that his son Jethro Lazenby has passed away at the age of 31.
Although the cause of death has not yet been announced, Jethro had recently been released from jail after a violent attack on his mother. Jethro's death comes just 7 years after his father, Arthur, died after falling from a cliff in Brighton, England.
Before his death, Jethro had been a model for Versace and Balenciaga. Eddie Slimane had photographed him for Versace.
He had also begun to pursue his own music projects. However, the death of his son has left Nick Cave in mourning.
Although he was born in 1991, he did not know that his father was Nick Cave until he was 8 years old. Jethro began modeling at the age of 7 and landed acting roles in movies such as Corroboree and My Little Princess.
Before his death, Jethro had a number of run-ins with law enforcement, and was jailed in 2015 for assaulting his mother. Jethro Cave had been diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2008 and was free on bail in April.
He was ordered to undergo substance abuse treatment and was told to stay away from his mother for 2 years. While the cause of Jethro Lazenby's death is not yet known, fans of the musician have expressed their grief on social media.
Cave's other children are younger half-brother Luke Cave and twin son Earl Cave. His death in 2015.
The singer-songwriter's son Jethro, who died in July 2015, was released from Melbourne's Remand Centre last Thursday after being ordered to undergo substance abuse treatment. Jethro was also ordered to stay away from his mother for 2 years.
Jethro's death comes just 7 years after the death of his other son, Arthur, who died after falling from a cliff in East Sussex. The cause of the accident is still unknown.
Jethro Lazenby was a model and actor who died in 2015 at the age of 31. He worked under the name of Jethro Cave and was the eldest son of Nick Cave.
Jethro was born in Australia. He was jailed in March 2014 after assaulting his mother, Bo Lazenby.
His death is tragic, as he was incarcerated for 2 years and was banned from seeing his mother for 2 years. So after his release from prison, Nick Cave announced the death of his son Jethro Lazenby.
The cause of death is not yet known, but the singer was devastated to hear about the death of his son. Jethro was only 8 years old when he met his father, but his long criminal history is tragic nonetheless.
The singer spent time in jail for abusing his mother and threatening her life. Jethro was released on bail 2 days before he died and was later found guilty of assaulting his mother.
His death in 2015 inspired 2 albums. In 2015, Nick Cave's son Jethro was killed by taking LSD.
The death of Cave's son prompted 2 albums dedicated to his memory. These albums were titled Ghostine and Bed Seeds.
Jethro was a beautiful boy who was reportedly diagnosed with schizophrenia. Cave wrote a documentary about Jethro's life, One More Time with Feeling, and dedicated the latter to his memory.
In 2015, Cave's twin son Arthur died after falling from a cliff in Brighton. Akai's death prompted Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds to release 2 albums in honor of his memory.
The Bad Seeds followed up their Ghostine album with a documentary. While the documentary's main subject was Jethro's death, the twins had a great friendship, which led to the 2 albums.
Nick Cave's son Jethro was born to the singer while he was married to Vivian Carnero. She gave birth to their second son, Luke, 10 years prior to Jethro's birth.
Jethro was born in 1991 to a Melbourne-based model. He spent his childhood in Australia, and later moved to London.
However, despite the tragic events, Jethro was not aware that his father was a musician. Despite the tragic circumstances, Jethro's death has had a positive impact on his music.
His father's son had been diagnosed with schizophrenia, and he suffered from severe depression. His mother, Bo Lazenby, discovered Jethro at her front door just before midnight on March 7, 2015.
He convinced her to let him stay the night, and the 2 later got into a physical argument. During the fight, Jethro smashed his mother's face, and it resulted in significant bruising and bleeding.
His release in 2018 from prison. Prince of Darkness musician Nick Cave has requested privacy following the release of his son Jethro from prison in 2018.
The musician had told his fans that he was going to rename his son Nick after the acclaimed singer's real-life son. Jethro's mother, Bo Lazenby, discovered her son in her home after midnight on March 7.
The man had a dark history, including a previous imprisonment for assaulting his ex-girlfriend. In May, Nick Cave announced that his son Jethro had died, revealing that he had committed suicide 2 days after his release from prison.
Jethro was released from jail just 2 days before he died, owing to his mental illness. He had been convicted of a violent assault on his mother, whom he met when he was only 7 years old.
His mother and brother Arthur, who died after using LSD, remained in custody, but they were able to visit their dead son. Before his release, Jethro had been living in Australia and on bail at the time of the attack.
He had also accepted a plea deal for breach of court orders and unlawful assault. He was awaiting his sentencing.
After being released, he worked as a photographer and model. A year later, he was arrested again, for assaulting his then-girlfriend, his mother and the 2 kids.